There's a stretch of road just outside Hollow Creek that locals, well, they don't drive after midnight. No one really remembers why anymore. They just don't. But sometimes a curious soul forgets the old stories. They see a faint blue glow rising from the trees. They think it's a headlights in the distance. Or maybe they're just kids playing with flashlights. It's how it always starts. A light, a whisper, and then nothing. Tonight, we're going to Hollow Creek Road, where one man learned that some lights don't lead you home, they lead you under. This is Tales of the Beard, and this one is called The Lights on Hollow Creek Road. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Tales of the Beard. I am the tailor with the bearder, Beard Laws. I'm super excited. This is spooky season. This is getting closer to Halloween, so we're going to stay spooky. All right, and this is a good one. It's a little bit of a mix of Tales of the Beard with a touch of street sign story time. And if you haven't checked it out, head on over to the Beard Laws studio on the YouTube and check out the playlist Street Sign Story Time, where every road has a story and every sign, well, there's a history. But without further ado, let's jump into this one, because Ethan Mallory hadn't seen Hollow Creek since the day he left for college. 15 years gone, and the town still smelled like wet pine and regret. The drive back felt like rewinding an old VHS tape. Colors fading, sounds warped. Fronts boarded up, gas pumps rusted. A welcome to Hollow Creek sign leaning sideways like even it was ready to just give up. He wasn't coming home by choice. His mother, unfortunately, had passed, leaving behind the old farmhouse at the end of a dirt road that had more potholes than pavement. When he pulled up, it looked just the same. Actually, maybe a little worse. Shutters hanging, roof sagging, and the porch light still burned out, just like he remembered. The first night, he sat out on the porch with a bottle of cheap bourbon, listening to the woods creak and whisper. The stars above flickered behind clouds, and that's when he saw it. A faint blue glow flickering through the tree line behind the house. It hovered. It moved slow. Too slow for a flashlight. Too high for a lantern. And the strangest part, it pulsed, almost as if it was breathing. He muttered to himself, "Campers. Maybe." But Hollow Creek hadn't had tourists since the mill shut down. The next night, the lights came back, closer. And this time, there wasn't one. There wasn't two. There was three. The diner on Main Street was still there, the neon sign buzzing like a dying fly. Ethan sat at the counter, half awake, staring into his coffee when the waitress, Marla, asked what brought him back. He mentioned the lights. Her hand froze mid-pour. Steam curled up between them. "You didn't follow 'em, did you?" she whispered. When he shook his head, she leaned closer, her voice low and sharp. "They call 'em the lures. Folks see those lights near the creek and vanish. Every few years, someone goes missing. Always near Hollow Creek." She told him about the class of '83, 4 seniors. They went camping after graduation, and unfortunately, they never came home. The sheriff found their tent shredded, their car doors open, a Polaroid camera half buried in the mud. And the last photo, streaks of blue light and the faint outline of a face, half screaming, half melting. The sheriff, they blamed bears. The town blamed the lights. Ethan laughed nervously, trying to play it off. But when he looked out of the diner, through the window, and through that smudged glass, he swore he saw a flicker of that same blue glow, as if it was watching him. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The farmhouse groaned like something inside, well, it wanted out. At 2:47 a.m., he woke up to the sound of his mother's wind chime ringing, even though there was no wind. He looked out the window. There they were, the lights, floating just beyond the creek, shimmering like underwater stars. He grabbed a flashlight, his hunting knife, and trudged into the woods. The air was heavy, wet, and filled with static. Each step sank deeper into the mud, till his boots made that awful sucking sound, like the earth itself was breathing. The deeper he went, the quieter it got. No crickets, no birds, just that faint hum, like the woods were holding their breath. When he reached the creek, the lights were waiting. They hovered inches above the water, perfectly still. Then, one by one, they started to go towards him. He shone his light into the water and froze. Beneath the surface, pale faces stared back. Dozens of them, mouths open, eyes wide, skin blue-white and glowing faintly from within. Whisper rippled through the air. Ethan. A hand shot out of the water, skeletal and slick, grabbing his wrist. Its grip was ice, fingernails black sharp, digging deep into his skin. He screamed, slashing wildly with the knife. The hand sank back into the water with a hiss. But when he stumbled away, gasping, he realized something awful. Everywhere the blue light touched, on his skin, it burned. He looked down at his arm. The veins beneath the skin were glowing blue. 3 days later, a trucker spotted Ethan's car, idling on Hollow Creek Road. Driver's door open, headlights aimed at the trees. No sign of him. The sheriff found his flashlight near the creek, still warm. His phone was lying face down in the mud. One recording, time-stamped, 3:12 a.m. It's real. They're not lights. They're eyes. When investigators cleaned up the audio, they caught faint whispers under the noise. 12 voices, all repeating his name. And one more thing. Stay with us. The sheriff quit 2 weeks later, never filed a report, and nobody ever saw Ethan Mallory again. That farmhouse still stands, rotting, leaning toward the creek like it's waiting. No one's going to buy it. Every photo taken of the property comes out warped, blue streaks through the image. Faces where there shouldn't be faces. Kids dare each other to drive down the Hollow Creek Road after midnight. Some swear they've seen the lights. Others say they heard a voice whispering from the woods. Don't look at. Every few years, another car turns up, engine running, door open, headlights pointing toward the trees. And if you flash your brights twice at the bend in the road, you'll see him, a figure standing by the creek, soaked, still, and glowing faint blue from under his skin. They say it's Ethan, but if you ever see those lights, don't stop. Don't look. Just keep driving. That's all we got. That was a tale from the beard. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Spooky season is ramping up. We got a couple more, and we'll be back next week with another one. Take care, everybody.